Adam, who is she?
In the 1960s, Western lovers enjoyed a rich era of television with two major shows capturing their interest: Gunsmoke and Bonanza, Gunsmoke. Holding the record as the longest-running Western series, kept viewers hooked for incredible years. Meanwhile, Bonanza made its mark with 14 seasons and almost 400 episodes, alongside a few TV movies that extended its presence on the small screen. But amid the many memorable moments, one particular scene stands out as the turning point that unexpectedly took Bonanza off air forever. This scene not only shocked fans, but also changed everything about how the show was perceived and remembered. It became famous not just for its content, but for how it paused a beloved series in a way no one saw coming, leaving a lasting imprint on television history. The impact was so strong that it continues to be talked about, debated, and remembered as the moment that changed the show's destiny. This is the story of that unforgettable scene that brought Bonanza to a sudden and dramatic end.
It looks that way.
Do you know how this plague got started?
It doesn't matter how it gets started.
Initially, the decision to make Bonanza an hour-long series was deeply influenced by David Dortort, who believed that shorter episodes did not offer enough time to develop characters and tell stories properly. Dortort thought that a 30-minute format limited the depth and complexity of the characters, especially Ben Cartwright, the main character played by Lorne Greene. He argued that more time was necessary to explore the relationships, struggles, and backgrounds of the characters, which would resonate better with viewers. Dortort fought hard to ensure that the show had hour-long episodes despite some resistance from the network executives who often preferred shorter formats to save costs. His determination paid off, and the decision to extend each episode to a full hour allowed for richer storytelling and greater character development. This extra time helped flesh out Ben Cartwright's personality and beliefs, giving him more room to grow and interact with the supporting characters, which made the show more engaging and realistic. Because of Dortort's influence, Bonanza was able to stand out among other Western shows of that time, drawing viewers in with its deeper narratives. The longer episodes provided space for meaningful dialogue, complex plots, and emotional scenes, all of which contributed to the show's popularity and enduring success. His insistence on maintaining the hour-long format became a significant factor in establishing Bonanza as a classic Western series with a unique style. Through this decision, Dortort helped shape the show's identity and ensured it remained influential in television history. His efforts in advocating for longer episodes were instrumental in creating a show that focused on character development and storytelling, setting it apart from many other series that came before it. The result was a show that could explore themes of family, loyalty, morality, and justice more thoroughly, making it appeal to a broad audience, especially older viewers who appreciated the depth of the stories. Dortort's influence on the episode length was a critical element that helped define Bonanza as a landmark television series, one that respected its characters enough to give them the time they deserved. His belief that longer episodes would better showcase the complexity of Ben Cartwright's character and the importance of storytelling in television made Bonanza a lasting favorite among viewers. This approach ultimately helped cement Bonanza's place in TV history, proving that quality storytelling sometimes requires extra time.
Jeb, what they ever done to us?
Why, them Cartwrights would kill us if they got the chance, every one of us. You know.
After the success of the 1959 TV series Bonanza, fans became very familiar with the cast and their characters. Among them was Michael Landon, who played Little Joe Cartwright. While Landon was talented and well-loved on the show, he had concerns about his height. He despised the fact that his character, Little Joe, was substantially shorter than the other Cartwrights. This difference in height was something Landon was very aware of and uncomfortable with. To address this issue and appear more balanced with his fellow actors, Landon wore 4-inch lifts or platform shoes. These shoes helped boost his height, making him appear taller. As a result, he could seem to stand around 6'1", which helped him feel more confident and connected in the scenes. Wearing these lifts was a common trick among actors who wanted to match the stature of their co-stars or appear more imposing on screen. Despite his efforts, Landon's desire to control his appearance showed his commitment to his role and his dissatisfaction with being physically shorter than others. His height, and the way he chose to enhance it, became a small but interesting part of his story on the show. Fans may not have noticed the lifts directly, but his determination to look more like a full-fledged, commanding figure speaks to his dedication as an actor. His attention to his appearance highlights how even small details can have a big impact on how performers feel about their roles and how audiences perceive them. His efforts to be taller reflected a deeper desire to be viewed as confident and capable, much like his character, Little Joe, was meant to be. This little behind-the-scenes fact about Michael Landon adds a layer to understanding his work and his persona on Bonanza.
All right. We'll meet at the north end of town, just after sunup.
On the television series Bonanza, which began in 1959, the creators paid special attention to costuming, mainly to keep expenses low. Viewers who looked carefully might notice that the characters in the show never changed their clothes. This was not accidental, but a deliberate choice to save money. Since Bonanza was one of the most expensive shows on television at that time, reducing costs was very important for the producers. Instead of having the actors change outfits in each episode, the same costumes were used repeatedly. This meant that the characters, including Ben Cartwright and his sons, wore the same clothing scene after scene, which helped cut down on costume expenses. The decision helped the show stay within budget and still produce high-quality episodes. It is interesting how a simple detail like keeping the same costumes was part of a larger effort to control costs, while creating a popular and successful series. The show's focus on consistent clothing also gave it a distinctive look, making the characters easily recognizable to viewers. This tactic was common in many TV shows of that era when the budget was tight, but it is especially noticeable in Bonanza because of its reputation for high production costs. The careful planning behind the costumes shows how much thought went into balancing quality and expense during the making of this classic series. By keeping the outfits the same, the production team managed to save money that could be used elsewhere, possibly for better sets or more episodes. This approach demonstrates how even small details can play a big role in the success and sustainability of a television show.
How do you do, Billy?
After 6 seasons on Bonanza, Pernell Roberts, who played Adam Cartwright, decided to leave the show. He believed the series wasn't smart enough for him and felt it didn't challenge him as an actor or provide the level of storytelling he sought. His departure marked a significant change for the series, which had built its reputation on family values and frontier life stories. The producers and other actors worked hard to keep the show running smoothly despite his exit. Interestingly, after Roberts left, the remaining Cartwright actors, who played Ben and Little Joe, divided the money that would have gone to Pernell equally among themselves. This decision showed their solidarity and commitment to the show, even though it was a difficult transition. The series continued on with new storylines and character developments, but the absence of Adam was felt by viewers who had grown accustomed to his character. Roberts' choice to leave reflected his desire for more challenging roles, and his departure remains a notable event in the history of Bonanza. It marked the end of an era for the show's strong family dynamic, and prompted changes in how the series was produced and received. Despite his departure, Bonanza remained popular, but it was never quite the same without Adam Cartwright. This change shifted the focus more heavily onto other characters, and allowed the series to explore new directions, even as it paid homage to its roots. His decision to leave also sparked discussions about creative integrity and the importance of growth as an actor within long-running series. The way the remaining cast members divided his compensation demonstrated a sense of unity and respect for each other. This act was seen as a gesture of support and a way to keep the show alive through a tough period. The departure of Pernell Roberts from Bonanza is remembered as a turning point in the show's history, illustrating the delicate balance between artistic ambitions and television production. It also highlights how a single actor's choices can influence the course of a television series and its future trajectory. Even after his departure, Roberts' influence on the series lingered in discussions about its legacy and the evolution of television family dramas.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you have many girls?
Many performers from Bonanza came from families who loved westerns. Their families watched and supported western shows, which helped inspire them to act in this popular genre. Michael Landon, one of the stars of Bonanza, was part of a family deeply connected to westerns. His relatives appeared in western movies and TV shows, showing their passion for this kind of stories. Michael Landon himself starred in Bonanza, and later in Little House on the Prairie, which also had a western feel. His children kept the western tradition alive by acting in other popular series like When Calls the Heart and Yellowstone. This family legacy shows how much westerns meant to them and how they passed their love for Western stories from one generation to the next. Their involvement in multiple shows over the years highlights the importance of family and keeping the Western spirit alive on television. Even today, the influence of these families continues as new generations find their place in Western stories and keep the tradition going. This connection between families and Westerns creates a rich history that shows how a love for Western life and stories can be passed down, shaping the careers of many actors and entertaining audiences for decades. Victor Sen Young, who famously played Hop Sing on the television series Bonanza, was not only an actor, but also an accomplished chef. Just like his character on the show, Young's culinary skills were highly regarded, and he was well known for his expertise in cooking. Over the years, he appeared on many food programs where he shared his knowledge of Cantonese cuisine, demonstrating traditional cooking techniques that he had mastered. His ability to prepare authentic dishes, and his passion for sharing his culture through food, made him a beloved figure in the culinary world. Young's dedication to his craft led him to publish a cookbook that featured over 200 different dishes, showcasing a wide variety of Cantonese recipes. His cookbook was appreciated by both home cooks and professional chefs because it contained detailed instructions and tips, making it easier for people to learn his techniques. Throughout his career, Victor Sen Young combined his love for acting and his culinary talent, often inspiring audiences to explore Chinese cuisine and cook with authenticity and flavor. His influence extended beyond his television role, and his culinary expertise left a lasting impression in the world of food. Fans and culinary enthusiasts continue to remember his contributions, appreciating the rich taste and cultural heritage he shared through his cooking. Young's work helped bridge the gap between traditional Chinese cooking and Western audiences, making Cantonese cuisine more accessible and admired. From his appearances on various food programs to his detailed cookbook, Victor Sen Young's culinary skills remain a testament to his passion for food and his desire to teach others. His culinary journey demonstrated that cooking was not just a skill but an art form, and he used his talents to bring people closer to Chinese culinary traditions.
I'm going to see to it that my good friend Colonel Metcalf at Fort Dayton gets to know exactly what kind of...
After Guy Williams was initially cast by NBC to play the role of Adam Cartwright on the television series Bonanza, he faced a change of plans when he was rejected after being offered the starring role of Zorro. Despite this setback, Williams eventually appeared on Bonanza in a different role, portraying Will Cartwright, a relative of the main characters, in 5 episodes. This allowed him to remain connected to the show, even though he did not take on the original lead part. Over the many years the series was on air, which lasted for 14 seasons, the cast members started to show signs of aging. As they grew older, some of them needed to wear hairpieces to keep their characters looking their best on screen. Dan Blocker, who played the beloved Hoss Cartwright, was the first among the cast to wear a wig or hairpiece. Following his example, other actors portraying the Cartwright family members also resorted to using wigs as their hair naturally thinned or grayed with age. However, Michael Landon, who played Little Joe Cartwright, was able to maintain his hair with some careful coloring and grooming efforts, and he did not rely as heavily on wigs. This trend of aging and the use of hairpieces became a visual element of the show's later seasons, reflecting the natural process of aging that affects everyone, even television stars. The cast adjustments to aging, including the use of wigs and hair coloring, added a layer of realism and charm to Bonanza as it continued to entertain audiences over the years.
Boy, I don't know. I don't know.
Despite their vastly different themes and settings, the TV series Bonanza and Star Trek shared a surprising number of cast members, which created an interesting bridge between the worlds of classic Western drama and science fiction. William Shatner, who starred as Captain Kirk in Star Trek, made a cameo appearance on Bonanza, bringing his familiar presence into the cattle ranch setting. Leonard Nimoy, famous for his role as Spock, also appeared on Bonanza, contributing to a crossover that delighted fans of both programs. George Takei, another key member of the Star Trek cast known for playing Sulu, made an appearance as well, further strengthening this unusual connection. James Doohan, who played Montgomery Scott or Scotty in Star Trek, also featured on Bonanza, adding his distinctive character to the Western landscape. During a contract dispute with the Star Trek production, David Canary, who later gained fame on another show, was considered as Nimoy's replacement. These crossover appearances highlight an intriguing intersection between two popular television series from the same era, reflecting the versatile careers of many actors and the shared entertainment culture that brought them together despite the differences in stories and genres. Interestingly, it also shows how the actors' talents allowed them to transcend the specific worlds they portrayed on screen, seamlessly moving from one iconic role to another and forging lasting connections across genres. Fans often look back at these moments as a testament to the surprising ways television history can intertwine, revealing behind-the-scenes stories about casting decisions, production challenges, and the creative efforts to draw audiences into memorable worlds. The blending of Western and sci-fi icons through these star cameos created a unique chapter in television history, showcasing how actors and their roles can cross boundaries and leave a lasting impact far beyond their original shows.
Wilkins. Sure, I've seen him in here.
Who does he work for?
I don't know.
Michael Landon was known for his careful attention to detail on the set of Bonanza, a popular television series from 1959. He was very meticulous, often asking for reshoots just to get things right. He wanted every scene to be perfect, and was not satisfied with anything less. Landon also took on many additional duties beyond acting. He wrote several episodes, which showed his creativity and his desire to improve the show. In addition, he directed some of the episodes, putting his vision into action behind the camera. Landon was not afraid to speak up and confront the network if he believed changes needed to be made to keep the show on track. His dedication and willingness to take on extra responsibilities helped the series stay strong and consistent. His careful work ethic and leadership played a big role in making Bonanza a lasting favorite for many viewers. Landon's focus on quality and his proactive approach kept the show moving forward, setting a high standard for television production at that time. His efforts went beyond acting, showing how much he cared about the success of Bonanza and the audience's experience. His carefulness and commitment helped shape the show's successful legacy for years to come.
Don't let little Joe out of his cell until I'm well away.
Why not? Where are you going?
Dan Blocker's toughness was well known both in his role as Haas on the classic TV series Bonanza and in real life. He was the kind of person who displayed resilience in every situation, showing a level of strength that inspired many. On the set, Blocker was serious about his work and never shied away from physical challenges, which reflected his genuine toughness. One remarkable story from the show's filming involves a moment when his horse suddenly flung him to the ground, causing a fractured collarbone. Instead of stopping to call for help or seeking immediate medical attention, he made the decision to set the broken bone himself. He then went back to filming the scene, demonstrating that he was determined to finish his work without interruption. Only after the scene was completed did he seek medical assistance. This incident highlights not only his physical strength, but also his unwavering dedication to his craft and his team. His ability to endure pain and keep going made him a true symbol of toughness during the years Bonanza was on air, and it contributed to his reputation as one of the toughest actors in television history. Fans and colleagues often admired him for his resilience and his willingness to face adversity head-on without letting it affect his professionalism. It's stories like these that remind everyone of his real-life strength and commitment, both to his role and to overcoming the challenges that came his way.
She's running away from her family.
But why they would risk the lives of 4 braves for one child?
Many fans of Bonanza, especially celebrities like Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash, had a strong connection to the series. Johnny Cash, the legendary singer known for his deep voice and storytelling, was a big fan of the show. His admiration for Bonanza went beyond just watching. He even recorded a rendition of the show's theme tune. This act inspired many other musicians to follow his example, turning the Bonanza theme into a musical tribute among artists. Despite his love for the series, Elvis Presley never recorded his own version of the theme. Elvis admired the show and was known to enjoy watching it, but he chose not to record a cover of the theme song. Cash's performance and others' reactions show how the series influenced even famous musicians, symbolizing its impact on popular culture during that time. The connection between Bonanza and these iconic stars highlights the show's significant role in American entertainment history, as it left a mark on artists beyond just viewers. The fact that Johnny Cash took the extra step to record the theme, while Elvis did not, adds an interesting twist to the story of celebrity fandom for Bonanza, illustrating personal choices and different ways artists connected with the show. Their admiration helped keep Bonanza alive in the cultural memory long after its original run, and it continues to be a part of conversations about the show's influence on music and television.
How does genre tell which is best?
Women are wiser than...
When Bonanza was re-aired in 1972, it was called Ponderosa after the ranch, but once canceled, reruns resumed under the original title. The name Ponderosa was chosen for the 1972 reruns as a way to highlight the setting of the series, which centered around the large cattle ranch called the Ponderosa Ranch. This change was likely meant to attract new viewers or to distinguish the reruns from the original broadcast. Despite the name change during its rerun phase, the series continued to be known widely as Bonanza, the title which had been used since it first aired in 1959. The original show was a popular Western television series that followed the lives of the Cartwright family and their adventures on the Ponderosa Ranch in Nevada. After the 1972 reruns ended, the series returned to being called Bonanza in the syndication market, which preserved the original brand and recognition associated with the show. Interestingly, Ponderosa was also the name of a prequel series that aired from 2001 to 2002, but that program was short-lived and only lasted for a brief period. The prequel explored events prior to the original series, focusing on the earlier lives of the Cartwright family and their experiences before they settled at the ranch. Overall, the change in the show's name during the 1972 reruns and the later use of the name Ponderosa for the prequel reflect the strong association of the series with its setting and the iconic ranch that was central to its story. Despite these changes, fans and viewers continued to recognize the series mainly by its original title, Bonanza, which became a beloved part of American television history.
Jason, she's dead.
Starting from the early 1960s, the popularity of the television series Bonanza inspired the creation of two major restaurant chains, both of which focused on serving steaks. Dan Blocker, who played Hoss Cartwright in the show, was instrumental in establishing one of these chains. In 1963, he started Bonanza Steakhouse with the aim of offering hearty and affordable steaks to the public, capitalizing on the show's success and the Western culture it depicted. The restaurant became known for its comfortable atmosphere and generous portions, drawing many fans of the series as well as families looking for a good meal. Just a couple of years later, in 1965, another chain was created called Ponderosa Steakhouse. This chain also specialized in steaks and drew inspiration from the same Western themes that made the TV show popular. Over time, these two chains grew in size and popularity, reflecting the cultural influence of the show and the American fascination with Western life and adventure. Eventually, both Bonanza Steakhouse and Ponderosa Steakhouse merged under a larger company called the Metro Media Restaurant Group, creating a more extensive network of steak restaurants that continued to serve their signature dishes to families. Across the country, the connection to the TV series Bonanza helped shape the branding and marketing of these restaurants, giving them a nostalgic appeal that lasted for decades and becoming part of American dining history. The story of these chains highlights how television can inspire real-world business ventures, especially when they tap into national themes like the American West, which resonates with many people's ideas of adventure and tradition.
But you can't deputize somebody like this.
Can I?
Initially, Bonanza struggled to attract viewers, but gained popularity after moving to a new time slot. This change helped it reach more households and build a larger audience. During this period, Bonanza became one of the first television programs to be broadcast in color, which was a significant breakthrough at the time. The show's color broadcasts showcased the vividness of the new technology, attracting viewers who wanted to experience it firsthand. RCA, the parent company of NBC, heavily supported the show as a way to promote their color television sets. RCA used Bonanza's color broadcasts as a demo to persuade families to buy their new color TVs, making the show a key part of the race to sell this new technology. Many households saw Bonanza in color and were inspired to upgrade from black and white sets, which were common at the time. As a result, Bonanza played an important role in helping popularize color television in America. Its success in attracting viewers and demonstrating the capabilities of color TV helped accelerate the sales of these new sets, changing how Americans watch television and paving the way for future color programs. The show's mix of storytelling and technological innovation made it a landmark in TV history and boosted the growth of the color TV market significantly.
Makes no difference whether he be soldier or sportsman.
Are you saying it's a matter of degree?
No, it isn't.
As we wrap up our look at Bonanza's enduring legacy, there's one more chapter worth exploring: what happened to the cast after the cameras faded. Behind the scenes, these actors faced the reality of fame in a way few anticipate, with stories that are as compelling as the series itself. From unexpected career shifts to personal triumphs and tragedies, their lives took turns that kept audiences guessing. This bonus segment reveals the surprising paths each star took, peeling back the curtain on their post-Bonanza journeys. Prepare to discover which actors found new success, which faced hardships, and how their lives intertwined with the show's legendary status. The stories ahead are sure to captivate you and deepen your appreciation for the characters we grew to love. Stay with us, because what comes next may just be the most revealing part of all.
But I don't know.
Tim Matheson portrayed Griff King in the 1959 series Bonanza, a character marked by complexity and conflict. Griff was often depicted as a rebellious outsider, a reflection of the darker themes the show occasionally explored beneath its Western veneer. Matheson's portrayal captured Griff's turbulent nature, a man torn between loyalty and defiance, which made him stand out amid the show's more traditional characters. His intense presence hinted at a troubled past, hinting that Griff's motivations stemmed from personal hardships that shaped his life's choices. After Bonanza, Matheson's career transitioned into a broader range of roles, from film to television, but he rarely escaped the shadow of his early performances. His personal life was marred by struggles with addiction and legal issues, including a serious incident involving a DUI arrest that made headlines. Rumors of personal turmoil and emotional battles have circulated for years, whispering of a man haunted by his past choices. His career saw periods of both resurgence and decline, yet he pressed on, often maintaining a mysterious distance from the public eye. The last verified report suggests that Matheson has kept a low profile in recent years, focusing on personal reflection and limited acting projects. His journey from a troubled but talented actor to an enigmatic figure in Hollywood remains filled with shadows and unanswered questions. The current status of his life is largely private, leaving much to speculation, but it appears he has sought a quieter existence away from the limelight.
What about Senor Luga?
Well, he's not our uncle, that's for sure.
Done you, Teddy?
Gregory Walcott's portrayal of Captain John Fenner in the 1959 television series Bonanza marked a notable chapter in his acting career, offering a rare glimpse into a character layered with authority and moral complexity. His role, though brief, stood out for its gritty realism and commanding presence, reflecting Walcott's ability to embody tough, principled figures amid the show's Western setting. After Bonanza ended, Walcott's career took a darker turn. He struggled with the fading spotlight, battling personal demons that included reports of substance abuse and financial instability. His life was marred by a series of scandals, rumors swirling around allegations of dishonesty, and impulsive decisions that alienated colleagues and fans alike. Critics noted that Walcott's later years were shadowed by hardship, with career opportunities drying up and his reputation tarnished. Despite this, he maintained a sense of mystery, rarely speaking about his struggles in interviews. The last known information suggests he lived a quiet life away from the public eye, never fully escaping the shadows of his past. Walcott's story remains a somber reminder of the toll fame can take and the quiet battles behind the stage.
I think Flint's got a lot of poison building up in him. When we catch those three men, it won't...
Don Haggerty portrayed a quiet, unassuming bartender in the 1959 TV series Bonanza, a character who became an unexpected anchor amid the show's turbulent narratives. His role was subtle but vital, serving as a symbol of stability and quiet wisdom in a landscape rife with conflict. Haggerty's presence offered viewers a glimpse into the often unseen lives behind the bar, where secrets and shadows lingered just beneath the surface. After Bonanza, Haggerty's career faded into obscurity, overshadowed by a string of personal hardships and controversies that marked his later years. Rumors suggest struggles with alcohol and financial difficulties, which seem to have eroded his reputation and stability. His life was punctuated by episodes of public scandal, including a reported arrest for disorderly conduct, which critics say reflected a deepening personal crisis. Few details are available about his final years, but it's believed he retreated from public life entirely. His last known whereabouts remain uncertain, cloaked in the shadows of a once promising career and a troubled personal history. Evidence indicates that Haggerty's life was filled with unresolved conflicts, leaving behind a legacy tinged with mystery and regret.
I reckon that's kind of natural for a pa to want his boy out of jail.
Morgan Woodward's portrayal of Deputy Sheriff Rick Conley in the 1959 series Bonanza was notable for its quiet authority and gritty realism, marking a significant moment in his career. His character embodied the stern resolve and moral complexity that Woodward became known for, often confronting moral dilemmas with a stoic silence that resonated deeply. This role showcased his ability to command presence without excessive dramatization, cementing his reputation as a versatile actor. After Bonanza, Woodward continued to build a resilient career in film and television, often cast in roles that demanded strength and inner turmoil. His career spanned decades, yet he faced challenges behind the scenes that remained largely hidden from the public eye. Rumors of internal industry conflicts and struggles with typecasting shadowed his later years. Off-screen, Woodward's life was marred by personal hardships, including financial difficulties and health issues, which cast a dark pall over his later life. Though he kept his private life distant from the spotlight, whispers of scandals involving questionable associations and unresolved disputes occasionally surfaced. The darkest chapter came near the end of his life when health problems intensified, leading to a decline that left his whereabouts uncertain in his final years. His death went largely unpublicized, and details about his last days remain scarce, almost mythic in their silence. Today, all that remains are a few sporadic mentions in archives, painting a picture of a man haunted by fame and personal loss. What is clear is that Morgan Woodward's legacy is woven with brilliance and shadows, echoing a life as enigmatic as the characters he portrayed.
Two?
Mountain lion. I wonder, are they as interesting as tiger?
Dan Blocker's portrayal of Hoss Cartwright in the 1959 series Bonanza defined his career and left a lasting mark on television history. As Hoss, Blocker embodied strength, kindness, and a gentle soul, contrasting sharply with the rough frontier world he inhabited. His deep voice and rugged appearance made him a standout character, but beneath the surface, he was more than just a cowboy. He was a man haunted by personal struggles and hardship. Blocker's life behind the scenes was fraught with pain. He faced health issues rooted in a history of obesity that ultimately contributed to his untimely death. Despite his rising fame, he grappled with personal issues, including conflicts within the industry and the scarcity of roles beyond Bonanza. His death in 1972 from a pulmonary embolism shocked fans and colleagues alike, casting a shadow over his otherwise charismatic presence. In the years following his passing, rumors circulated about his health deterioration and a possible struggle with depression, narratives often intertwined with his public persona as a strong, affable figure. The precise details of his last days remain shrouded in mystery, yet the memory of his warmth and complexity endures. His life, full of triumphs and battles, reminds us of the fragile veneer behind a larger-than-life image.
Not ever.
Pernell Roberts assumed the role of Adam Cartwright in 1959, a character defined by strength, intellect, and a sense of moral integrity. His portrayal was marked by a quiet intensity, often reflecting internal struggles alongside his responsibilities as a rancher and family member. Roberts' Adam was more than just a setting figure. He bore a depth that set him apart from typical Western heroes, often questioning the very ideals his family upheld. This role cemented his place in television history, but it also etched a portrait of a man caught between tradition and his own evolving identity. After leaving Bonanza in 1965, Roberts faced a career that refused easy continuation. Instead of shadowing the fame, he chose to pursue more meaningful or challenging roles in theater and film, often turning down lucrative opportunities that threatened his artistic integrity. His departure from the series was troubled. Reports suggest disagreements over creative control, and Roberts publicly expressed dissatisfaction with being typecast or confined by the Western genre. Off-screen, Roberts' life grew more shadowed. He struggled with personal hardship, including battles with depression and feelings of alienation from Hollywood's mainstream culture. His outspoken criticism of the industry often drew controversy, sometimes labeling him as difficult or uncooperative. Rumors lingered about strained relationships with former colleagues and a distaste for the fame he once embraced. In later years, Roberts moved away from acting, seeking solace in philosophy and alternative lifestyles. His opposition to the lifestyles of the Hollywood elite and his embrace of spiritual pursuits cast him as a complex, often misunderstood figure. The final known details about Roberts suggest a man who remained fiercely independent, haunted by the ghosts of his past, and driven by a quest for authenticity. Despite the difficulties, his impact as Adam Cartwright endures, a testament to his talent and layered personality. His last public appearance and interviews reveal a person who, beyond acting, sought meaning amidst the shadows, leaving behind an enigmatic legacy that continues to fascinate.
It's best to be home.
Oh, I don't appreciate all.
Ford Rainey portrayed Captain Arnhold in the 1959 television series Bonanza, embodying a stern but compassionate figure who symbolized authority and moral integrity within the rugged western frontier. His character was pivotal, representing the embodiment of justice and resilience amid a turbulent landscape. Rainey's portrayal was marked by a commanding presence, subtle layers of vulnerability, and an ability to evoke both respect and empathy from viewers. Beyond this role, Rainey's career spanned decades, yet it was fraught with challenges. He faced career stagnation in the early years, often cast in minor or uncredited parts that left him in obscurity. His personal life was plagued by drama. Rumors circulated about struggles with substance abuse and financial hardships that reportedly haunted him later in life. Some sources suggest a clandestine affair that ended badly, leading to years of personal turmoil. His health declined rapidly in his later years, and he endured several hospitalizations. The last known information about Ford Rainey indicates that he lived out his final days in relative solitude, battling the weight of past scandals and unfulfilled ambitions. Despite the darkness that shadowed parts of his life, Rainey's legacy as a dedicated actor remains, quietly enduring beyond the shadows of his struggles. Mike Regan portrayed Burkhart in the 1959 television series Bonanza, a role characterized by quiet strength and an underlying menace that hinted at darker depths. His performance in this guest appearance marked him as a significant character actor of the era, though he rarely claimed the spotlight beyond this. Reagan's career drifted into obscurity after the show ended, leaving behind a shadowy aura that matches his often intense screen presence. Off-screen, little is known about his personal life, which is shrouded in mystery, leaving rumors of scandals never fully confirmed. He reportedly struggled with hardship after his acting career declined, battling depression and financial difficulties that many believe were fueled by the loss of fame and lack of support. Rumors suggest he had brushes with the law or fell into personal disarray, but these claims remain unverified and only add to the enigmatic nature of his life story. The last known details present him as living quietly, distant from the Hollywood limelight, with some reports hinting at a reclusive existence. No confirmed records exist about his final days, leaving his ultimate fate open to speculation. What remains certain is that Mike Regan left behind a fleeting, yet impactful mark on television history, his true story forever cloaked in obscurity and intrigue.
I got an entry.
What is it, child?
I made a dress. I went to...
Victor Sen Young brought depth and authenticity to the role of Hop Sing in the 1959 series Bonanza. As the cook in the Ponderosa household, his character was a mix of warmth, wit, and a quiet strength rooted in his Chinese heritage. Sen Young's portrayal was notable for breaking racial stereotypes, offering a nuanced depiction of an Asian man navigating American frontier life. Beyond his TV success, Sen Young's career was marked by both resilience and hardship. Born in San Francisco in 1915, he faced racial discrimination early, which overshadowed many opportunities in Hollywood. Despite this, he secured a steady career in film and television, often cast in Asian stereotype roles that limited his range. Yet he used his platform to subtly challenge those boundaries. His personal life was strained by tragedy. In 1962, his wife died unexpectedly, plunging him into grief and financial instability. Rumors circulated of behind-the-scenes conflicts and struggles with mental health, but concrete details remain murky, cloaked in silence. The last known records indicate Sen Young withdrew from public life in the late 1960s amidst health issues and personal loss. His death in 1980 went largely unnoticed, leaving behind a legacy shadowed by unspoken battles and unfulfilled potential. Today, Victor Sen Young remains a figure of complex perseverance, whose story mirrors a larger narrative of early Asian American actors facing barriers both visible and hidden. Dabbs Greer portrayed Doc Tasker Duncat in the 1959 television series Bonanza, a role that highlighted his ability to embody small but pivotal characters with quiet gravitas. Though often cast as a doctor or authority figure, Greer's portrayal of Duncat was marked by subtle depth, hinting at unspoken struggles beneath his calm exterior. His performance left a lasting impression, showcasing his talent for bringing dignity and complexity to roles that might otherwise be overlooked. After Bonanza, Greer's career continued steadily, but his life was fraught with shadows. Rumors circulated about personal hardships, including battles with addiction, and the toll of a career rooted in tough, often morally ambiguous characters. His involvement in scandals remains unconfirmed, yet whispers of a tumultuous personal life shadowed his later years, adding a layer of mystery to his public persona. Greer faced decades of hardship, both personal and professional, yet he persisted, embodying resilience amid darkness. The last known information about Greer points to a quiet retirement, far from the camera, where he appeared to seek solace from the relentless scrutiny of Hollywood. His death remains undocumented publicly, leaving an air of unresolved mystery around his final days. Yet, his contribution to classic television endures, a testament to a man who navigated the shadows of fame with silent strength.
Sure you have. Nice to see you.
Oh, Mr. Cartwright, I want to thank you for your generous contribution.
Oh, not at all.
Lorne Greene's portrayal of Ben Cartwright in 1959 placed him at the center of American television history, embodying the stoic, paternal figure of the Ponderosa Ranch. As Ben, Greene exuded authority, warmth, and unyielding morality, anchoring the series with a commanding presence that reflected his own mastery of voice and demeanor. The character's strength and moral resolve often masked underlying vulnerabilities, hinting at harrowing personal histories that Greene subtly conveyed. Greene's portrayal made him an early symbol of stability during a turbulent era, but behind the scenes, his life was marked by complexities and shadows. After Bonanza ended in 1973, Greene's career struggled to find similar footing, slipping into roles that couldn't replicate his earlier success. His personal life was rife with hardship. He faced professional stagnation, financial struggles, and health issues, including a battle with throat problems that affected his voice, a nod to his stage actor roots. Rumors swirled around scandals involving leaked private affairs, muddying his reputation further. Greene was known to keep a low profile, retreating into privacy as he aged. His final years were marked by loneliness and physical limitations, yet he maintained a sense of dignity until his death in 1987. The last known details reveal a man haunted by fame's illusions and personal loss, a shadowed figure whose legacy remains intertwined with American television's golden age.
Duke,
In spite of what you promised?
I promised I wouldn't harm him. I didn't.
Michael Landon's portrayal of Joseph Little Joe Cartwright in the 1959 television series Bonanza revealed a young actor with a charismatic yet intense presence. His role was that of a passionate, often impulsive, but deeply caring son, embodying the idealistic spirit of the American West intertwined with a quiet strength. This part rooted Landon's career solidly in television, showcasing his ability to blend vulnerability with resilience. As Bonanza gained popularity, Landon became a household name, but behind the scenes, he struggled with personal turmoil, including a complex relationship with fame and health issues. His career expanded into directing and writing after Bonanza, but his life was shadowed by darker circumstances. Landon faced allegations of infidelity and faced serious health problems, ultimately revealing he was diagnosed with terminal pancreatic cancer in 1991. His final years were marked by a dedication to his family and a quiet confrontation of mortality. The last known details about Landon suggest he passed away on July 1, 1991, leaving behind a complex legacy of talent and personal hardship that continues to fascinate.
Fine family. Fine boys.
Hal Baylor portrayed Arch Stewart in 1959 on the television series Bonanza, a role that placed him within the Western mythos. Yet it was only a fragment of his complex life. His portrayal was marked by a quiet intensity, hinting at the deep struggles behind his screen persona. Baylor's acting career began in the early 1950s, but his time on Bonanza remains the most recognizable part of his work, often overshadowed by the darker chapters of his personal life. After the series ended, Baylor's career faltered, shadowed by a series of hardships that seemed to haunt him. He faced legal troubles and allegations that stained his reputation, though details remain murky, cloaked in secrecy and speculation. Rumors whispered of substance abuse and failed relationships, echoing a life marred by personal demons. Baylor's later years were marked by isolation, leading to a disappearance from the public eye. The last known information suggests he withdrew from the entertainment world altogether, his fate shrouded in obscurity. The final chapter remains unwritten, leaving behind a trace of mystery and unfulfilled potential, a reminder that even those who walk in the limelight carry shadows unseen.
Known casualty? This was a planned murder. Someone here is guilty.
Well, now, who do you...
Denver Pyle's portrayal of Sheriff Ed in the 1959 television series Bonanza left a lasting impression, embodying the stern yet compassionate lawman of the Old West. His depiction of Sheriff Ed revealed a man steeped in authority, yet haunted by the weight of justice in a violent, unpredictable frontier. Pyle's performance was marked by a quiet intensity, capturing the complex psychology behind a figure sworn to maintain peace amidst chaos. His role became emblematic of his ability to imbue supporting characters with layered depth, often contrasting the thin veneer of civility with the darker realities of frontier justice. Beyond Bonanza, Pyle's career was marred by a series of personal hardships and turbulent shifts. His life was plagued by financial struggles, despite his rising fame, and struggles with substance abuse that threatened to derail his career. Rumors of an unstable personal life circulated among Hollywood circles, yet he persisted, often taking roles that reflected his gritty, authentic persona. His life was shadowed by a series of unconfirmed scandals, including allegations of violence and controversy surrounding his attempts to reinvent himself late in life. In his later years, Pyle faced health issues that contributed to his fading presence in the industry, compounded by a sense of ongoing personal turmoil. The most recent information about Denver Pyle indicates that he passed away in 1997 after battling cancer. His later years were marked by quiet reflection and disconnection from the Hollywood scene. Despite a career that spanned decades, he remains a figure shrouded in mystery, respected for his talent, but shadowed by the darker struggles that defined much of his life. His legacy endures in his memorable roles, yet the true depth of his personal story continues to be a quiet, unresolved chapter in the annals of Hollywood history.
Well, for the last couple of miles, I could swear we were being watched.
I think it's that gal, Little Joe. She's got me spooked, too.
Lang Bradford assumed the role of Buck in the 1959 series Bonanza, embodying a rugged, no-nonsense persona that added a gritty edge to the show's landscape. His portrayal was marked by a quiet intensity, often depicting a character deeply intertwined with themes of survival, loyalty, and the darker aspects of frontier life. Bradford's performance conveyed a sense of underlying conflict, hinting at a troubled past that lingered beneath his character's tough exterior. After Bonanza ended, Bradford's career was marred by a series of personal hardships and controversies. His life was shadowed by financial struggles, often battling unemployment, and the instability common among actors of his era. Rumors circulated about drug use and scandals that tarnished his reputation, though concrete details remained elusive, adding a layer of mystery to his existence. His personal life was marked by tragedy, including the loss of loved ones and periods of social withdrawal, which compounded his struggles with mental health. The final chapter of Bradford's life remains shrouded in obscurity. Beyond sparse reports of his declining health and financial difficulties, little credible information emerges. What remains most compelling is how a figure capable of delivering compelling performances was ultimately consumed by the very hardships that cast long shadows over his legacy.
Clean through. I hear they got out of jail just last week.
Now, what would a man like Kyle be doing with their kind?
Bonanza, the classic TV series that captivated audiences from 1959 through 1973, remains a beloved piece of television history. This show, set in the Old West, followed the Cartwright family and their adventures on the Ponderosa Ranch. It was renowned for its strong family values, engaging stories, and memorable characters like Ben, Adam, Haas, and Little Joe. Over the decades, the cast members faced many personal and professional challenges, from changing industry landscapes to navigating fame. Michael Landon, who played Little Joe, became a beloved star and later a successful director and writer, but he also battled health issues that eventually led to his early death. Lorne Greene, as Ben Cartwright, also experienced a storied career after Bonanza, including appearances in movies and other TV shows. These stories remind us how much these actors' lives changed through the years, yet the show's spirit continued to resonate. Did you watch Bonanza when you were a child? Do you have special memories connected to those black and white nights or Sunday afternoons? Please share your stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear how Bonanza touched your life and what it meant to you.
Rest up here a while.